First of all, welcome to all of you this afternoon. It's always a pleasure to have you in front of us. My first questions I direct toward the Army Corps. So Assistant Secretary James, Lieutenant General Semonite, the hardworking men and women that you have on your team at the Army Corps of Engineers, as you know, have been conducting an extensive study of the operations of the Columbia River system. I think it's been for over 3 years now. They've been doing so in conjunction with several other agencies, federal scientists, engineers, fish biologists, and experts of these agencies have been drafting a comprehensive analysis of the operations of the system and its impacts on the environment, fish and wildlife, the economy, and certainly the communities across the region. So thank you for your efforts there. Since the release of that draft EIS, I believe it was February 28th, I've been doing everything possible to encourage community members to, and regional stakeholders as well, throughout the Northwest, to engage, make sure the general public takes the opportunity that they have during this 45-day comment period to provide their input. This is an open and transparent process. The document is public and available for everyone to review, and anyone can lend their voice and offer feedback through official comment. There are a series of public comment meetings. One of them is in my district at the Kennewick Red Lion. Just make sure it's on the record on Wednesday, March 18th from 4 to 8 p.m. There'll be others throughout the Northwest. In my view, members of our community, the everyday citizen, must engage in this process because of the importance the river system has truly, the profound effects it has on the lives of every single person who lives in the Columbia Basin region. Is certainly the greater Northwest. We must hear these voices of the people that are impacted. I recently received, and I'll just hold you up so you can see from a distance, this was an email, a hard copy of an email from an environmental organization that, in my humble opinion, had the gall to fundraise off this federal review process. You don't see average community members doing that. Fundraising off of this process. You don't see everyday citizens raising money on a scientific review that will, like I said, have profound impacts on the daily lives, the livelihoods of millions of people in the region. That's why I believe the public process is so important. That's why I believe more dialogue is so important, but dialogue based on science and facts, not on political antics like this. That's why, for example, I recently invited the governor of Oregon to come to one of our world-class hydroelectric dams in central Washington to engage with scientists, to engage with experts on the facts, not on politics. I was disappointed to learn just yesterday that the governor will not be able to join me on this opportunity, but I will commit to doing everything in my power to continue to engage in a constructive dialogue with community leaders, members of the region that make decisions, while continuing to encourage the public to offer their comments. And just let me help by inserting a plug right here. Anyone can go to crso.info and provide comments. So with that long background, and thank you for engaging, allowing me to do that. Mr. Secretary, Mr. Lieutenant General, I would simply welcome you to share some of the facts on how this process has developed, share some of the background on the federal resources and effort that went into drafting this EIS, and any information that you could share about your efforts moving forward, it would be appreciated.
Sir, I'll keep it real short, but the bottom line is we want to do this right. It's a very, very complicated equation. There's a lot of different variables, and they all compete against each other. We've got a great relationship with Bureau of Rec, a lot of other key players out there, and so what we've got to do is be able to continue to go through this comment period because the time is short, and we've got to get this EIS done by the end of next year. We don't think we can extend the comment period, but we're very, very receptive to be able to make sure that everybody's telling us what those ramifications are. And then again, at the end of the day, it's about how do we balance the environment with all of the other needs like navigation, hydropower, and irrigation.
Thank you. Secretary James, any comment that you'd like to provide?
No, just for the record, though, I think this this whole enterprise is for the environmental discovery for another project, right? For the 14 power dams that are supposed or proposed. And what we're talking about here today is the environmental impact statement on what will or will those dams not do to the environment. Am I not right?
Primarily, just the future operations
Yes,
of the Columbia Snake River
Yes,
system.
yes, sir. But I'm like General Semonite, we're all in on getting this EIS finished. So the project, whatever the mitigation is, we can move on with it and get things going out there.
Finally, yes.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
Yes.
Appreciate your commitment to seeing this through to the end in a positive way. Thank you. With that, Madam Chair, I'm sorry I went over time. I yield back.
Congresswoman Kirkpatrick.